board, don't second guess. It's Jess's crafty hot mess express. Glue and glitter, laughs and stress, making magic in the mess. Snip, snip here, splash of ink. Perfect? Nah, we don't think. Cards and crafts, we do our best. Welcome to the Hot Mess Express. Hey! Hop on board, don't second guess. It's Jess's crafty hot mess express. Glue and glitter, laughs and stress, making magic in the mess. Snip, snip here, splash of ink. Perfect? Nah, we don't think. Cards and crafts, we do our best. Welcome to the Hot Mess Express. Hey! Hop on board, don't second guess. It's Jess's crafty hot mess express. Glue and glitter, laughs and stress, making magic in the mess. Snip, snip here, splash of ink. Perfect? Nah, we don't think. Cards and crafts, we do our best. Welcome to the Hot Mess Express. Hey! Hop on board, don't second guess. It's Jess's crafty hot mess express. Glue and glitter, laughs and stress, making magic in the mess. Snip, snip here, splash of ink. Perfect? Nah, we don't think. Cards and crafts, we do our best. Welcome to the
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. How are we doing today? I'm going to introduce real quick and then we're going to get right into it. I have a phenomenal card for us today. Hello, my name is Jessie Tarian. I'm an independent demonstrator for the company Stampin' Up. I'm located in sunny Las Vegas. In my craft room, we do all things paper craft. How's everybody doing? I'm going to give it just a few minutes for my besties to find me. I can see them popping on. Say hello in the comments. I'm going to back out and back in. See if maybe you all pop up. Not yet. I don't know. Sometimes my machine has a mind of its own. Can you hear me? I just want to make sure. Yes. See, now, before I used to talk for an hour and a half and have no sound until I noticed that the chat was popping off telling me nobody could hear me. Now I have my captions on, so it's, I can read what I'm saying, so I know y'all can hear me, hopefully. Hi, Pam, welcome in. How you doing? Hi, Tammy. Hero, well, thank you. I'll take it. I'll take it. No, I know what you meant. So silly. Okay, let me show you the card. I'm super excited. Okay, here's the front. Let me close up. Look at these cute mice. I'll show you all the things. This is a, what is it? It's a pre-order coming out in September's catalogs. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Very hard to do it backward. Look at that. Is it all in there? Yes. Look at how cute. Okay. So when I saw the paper pack to this set, I was like, oh, you got all the little scene setters. And I was like, I need something. Maybe I'll do a book. I don't know. To like show all the little mice doing all the cute little things. And then I've had this card in my, big photo gallery of things that I thought looked interesting. And I'm like, oh, I want to sketch that. I want to sketch this and I want to sketch that. You know how it goes. And it just popped into my brain. I was like, I know what I'm going to do with that paper. And this was it. Now, if you saw my first post, they're both still on there. Some of my besties like a full, just one page of instructions. So I tried to do that, but they were very, very small. And one of my sweet besties was like, hey, some of us need them a little bigger to be able to see, which, hi, I'm that girl, right? I can't see. So I was like, you know what? You're totally right. Let me rework it and see what I can do. So now there is a 2-page layout, just in case you missed one or you saw the other, now you know. If you're on the post with one page, if you go down to the comments, I left a link to the two-page layout. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So if you're joining me from YouTube, welcome. Go ahead and screenshot this, and then you'll have it for later. But there's the two-page layout. I think it came out pretty good and was a little bit easier to read in this format. Okay, so for those of you that have been asking for the PDFs, we are working on those. And basically, I'm at the point now, we figured out how to do it. And now I'm figuring out how I want to share them with you. So that's where we're at. Okay, so it's coming very soon. And I think I'm going to do a Google Drive and share links. I'm a little worried. You know, sometimes we struggle with technology around here, but we're getting there. We're getting there. So let's see who else is on. Hi Sherry, how you doing? How's everybody? Here we go. Let's see. Everybody's popping on. So I am going to, there we go. I know, Pam, I'm telling you, the mouse is everything. All right, let's stop being weird one of these days, right? Here we go. Okay. So again, here's the card. Now there are different ways to do this, but what I did was I wanted to use the 8.5 by 11 paper. I don't have a lot of 12 by 12. So I modified my cuts to be able to do that. There's other people out there with different methods. If my method is confusing, but you love the card, you can always go and look that up. If you Google image search the layout of the card, it'll tell you the name, and you can find other tutorials on YouTube and things like that. I know Wendy Lee has one. Hers is different than mine though. She uses dimensionals on the front and back cover to adhere it to the frames inside, and she does that so she can put a ribbon through that's movable. So you might want to check hers out too. Just saying, options are always a plus. Now, let me show you the paper real quick because it's just too cute not to. All right, so the patterned paper, you get 2 of each sheet, and they're little scenes with mice. I've cut some of the mice out for today. And then I don't want to make you seasick, but on the back is an adorable pattern. I am obsessed with this paper. Oh, they're flipped. Okay, so we have mice in stockings and then a pattern. My goodness, I shuffled these. We have bows and plaid, obsessed with the plaid. 2 of these scene setter pages that I am going to be cutting apart and showing you how I made it work, because they're not, some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller, but you can make this work to make a really cute story, okay, for this card layout. Then we have, oh, and I didn't show you. We have this pattern. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm never going to use this pattern. This is just everything to me. Then we have some candy cane stripes and the adorable mice. This was a hard choice, but I did cut up my mice. Sorry. And then I definitely use this in my scene. Them decorating the mantle and all that. And then these are just repeats, and these are my pieces and stuff like that. So are you excited? I know I am. If you need a catalog, let me know. Here is the stamp set. So it's got great sentiments, a side profile, and a front profile of the mouse, and you can dress him up and have him hold things. And then in the stamp set, it's got a front door, which is a great piece, even if you're not using the mice. Then it's got packages. And the interesting thing is when you cut out the mice, it cuts around the hands so he can hold things, which was really cute. So we're going to use those today. And then if you get the suite, they have great little scene setter kind of stuff, stars and candy canes, packages and ornaments. Super cute. I am obsessed. And I think, don't quote me, I think that's the entire suite. There might be another piece. I'm not sure. Okay, we're going to get down to business. And we're going to start with step number 1, which is just to cut the card front and back, which is very simple. So I already did that. And basically, to make your paper work for you, I cut my cardstock right in half, long ways, as my youngest likes to say, hot dog style, at 4 1/4. Then I cut it in half to get 2 pieces at 5 1/2. We're going to be doing an A2 card base today. Now, for our frame, which I have, this is just the example piece I made for pictures, but I will be doing it live so that you understand. You're going to need a piece of cardstock in whatever color you want. You absolutely don't have to use this set, but we do have other papers that are scene setters, like the bugs and the little kids one with the wizard and all the cute little kids, and like the playroom paper, if you remember that. So they're out there. Okay, so first you need 2 pieces of paper, and we're going to cut it hot dog style in half at 5 1/2. Okay, and we're going to take piece number 1 and we're going to score it at 1/2 inch. How's everybody doing, by the way? Did I even ask you? My goodness, I am all business. My brain is so focused on everything I have to get done. Yeah, that's a 1/2 inch. I don't want to be rude though, you know what I mean? And 4 inches, or 4 1/2, sorry. Now, your other piece, you're going to cut that 1/2 inch extra off. So get that out of the way. Now you're just going to score it at 4. So you see what I did? I created the panels. You need 2 panels either way, but the way I've seen, they were doing 9 1/2 inch piece and then a 4 inch piece. Well, we're just orienting it a little differently. Now, let me show you the trick I figured out. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut our windows out before we attach them. So you're going to fold them in half. Give them a good crease down. Don't worry about the overhang for right now. Just fold them on the 4-inch lines. And now I am using the Countryside Corners dies, but any graduated rectangle die set that you have will work for this. And on the sketch, I gave you a roundabout what would work, but all you have to do is make sure that your piece fits in the 4-inch frame, okay, with some room around it because we're going to decorate that. All right. So very easy, and you can use what you have. So did you guys notice 7,000 subscribers? So excited. Thank you so much. It blows my mind. It took me 5 years to get 1,000 subscribers, and then in the last few months, it just keeps ticking up. So I appreciate you, and I love all my new besties. And thank you, thank you, thank you for all the kind encouragement. Okay, so just center it. Use a piece of washi tape if you need to, if your plates are warped or your die is warped like mine is, or, you know, you can do what I do, which is just good luck. Don't be like me, be better than me, okay? I do this so you don't have to make mistakes. All right. So save these. Where am I going? Over here for another project. And we're going to repeat that, just centering it on our other piece. Also, I had a comment from someone expressing that she was sad that I was charging for the subscription service. And I want to tell you, I am in a hard place. I um I was really honored and excited when Facebook came and invited me into this program. And this is optional. It's something we're doing together. I'm learning as I go. And people were asking me, how can I support you? How can I, thank you so much for all, the sketches and things, and we want to pay for them. Can you sell them to us? And I don't want to do that. I don't like gatekeeping information. So that's why I put it on there for free. Now, the subscription service, I don't feel like it's gatekeeping. It's extra. I'm sharing my personal life and things with the people who support me. In that to be said, I want to treat them just like you would any other friend, right? I want to give them special things. I want to give them perks because they're going out of their way to support me. So I want to support them back. One of the ways I do that is every month at the end of the month, I do a drawing for $20 Stampin' Rewards, or if they're out of country, I will give them an Amazon gift card. And in my mind, that pays for 6 months of their subscription service. So I'm giving back. I don't like to charge people. I don't like to ask for money. You can ask any of my besties that come here. I get yelled at all the time. I don't charge for my classes whenever I can help it. I like to have friends and meet people, and that's just who I am. So I'm not doing it to be mean or exclude anyone, I promise you. It's just something extra. And if you can, that's great. And if you can't, it's okay because we're all here right now. Okay? So that being said, I get a lot of flack from everybody, from um demonstrators that charge for their sketches and things. Why are you giving it away for free? That hurts the rest of us. Because I want to. I don't know. It's a rough thing. I want my community to be for everybody. That's why I always say, like, if you're a demonstrator and you want to use my stuff, go for it. I love it. The more the merrier. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna get off that topic now. It's weird. Anyway, so did you see how I did that? I cut them, I folded them, cut my middle panels, and then we're just going to attach them with that little tab. That's all. So just your tear and tape, your glue, whatever you want. We're going to glue it together. Now, when you do this, try to leave a little wiggle room where your score line is, and that is going to help. That's going to help not bulk up your project so that it folds nicely. Okay? So just, I always like to say a little bit of wiggle room, but remember that paper is very forgiving, and you can always fold it and crease it if you need to. So I want to check my work. Do it this way. Okay, yep, that's it. And we will play with the middle piece that we do next. When we weave it through, you can do it two ways. You can do it the way I did, where it's under the middle, or you could do it over the middle. So it's whatever you want to do. This is your card. And also, does anyone have any questions about what I just did? We don't yell. No, I'm sorry. I don't want to make it sound like that. They don't yell. They encourage. They do encourage me. They're trying to help me. They're not wrong. Let me say that. Sorry, I'm going to take a drink. You're not wrong. But I love you, Pam, and I'm not going to charge you to come to my house and hang out with me and make a card. So, sorry. It's just not happening. So there we go. That's just me. I don't know. I would feel bad. If I didn't have to charge for retreat and I was praying I would win something really big, I wouldn't have. I would have given everybody their money back. And that still might happen. You never know. I could win the grand and be like, guys, I have an announcement. And I would do it because I'm crazy. I was telling Tammy that. I was like, if I win big, I'm paying for yours. So I would do that for everybody. I would. And if I ever win like megabucks or something, it's on. I already have a plan. I'm getting an RV. Mom and I are hitting the road. We're going to drive every 50 states. We're going to see you all. That's what I do. Okay. This is what I do in my spare time. Okay. Oh, let me get my thing. That was not a flattering angle, guys. Don't be looking. All right. Now we're going to grab our paper. Now for the next part. It's right here. We need two pieces again. And these are going to be at 4¼ by 3¼ and it's the same basic principle we just did, only extra scores and a different measurement. And then 8¾ by 3¼ so you're just going to grab a piece of cardstock, and I am using Peaceful Pine. Also, for my subscriber besties that are on here, I will be going live after we get done with the crafter after party. I have more pre-order to show you. We're going to do the drawing and stuff. So come join if you're not busy. Okay, so we have our two panels. Swing that arm out because you're going to need to do a little measuring. And we're going to do 8¼ and on this one it's 2 scores, so we're going to do it at 2¾ get that cut blade out of the way, and then 5½. Okay. And then we're going to bring this one in. And for this one, it's 8 3/4. Double check. Yes. And then this one we're going to do at a 1/2 inch. So you're making that 1/2 inch tab. Oh, get a cut blade out of the way. That tip is more for me than you. You know what I mean? Okay. And then we're going to do it at 3 1/4 and 6. Okay. So now this one is super easy. We're going to glue on the tab again, and then we're just going to accordion fold it. Now keep it out of the score line so that it doesn't bulk up. And that way your card will fold nicely. Okay, there we go. Give that a sec. And I'm just starting, just like when we were kids doing the paper fans. You know what I mean? I'm going to just crease it down a bit. Okay, no crease there, Jessie. All right, so there we go. There's that piece. Now, ow, I just stabbed myself. The next part of this, actually, I skipped a step. We got to do our frames, so we'll go back, but that's okay. We've got the basics of our card. All our pieces are now done. Now we're going to move on to the designer series paper. So maybe I meant to do it like that, right? We'll just, yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure. We don't know until we know. And now we know I meant to do it that way. All right. So a couple things. One, make sure I wasn't bleeding on the paper. I'm going to cut that piece. I'm going to cut this piece. I think that's it. I do have this piece. So what is everybody doing this weekend? I am in every week for the next 4 weeks. I'm doing retreat prep. So every week I focus on one of the 4 classes. And so this one, I started with class 3. And so while I'm telling you my story, I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing real quick. We're going to do 4 panels. And we're going to cut them at 4 inches by 5 1/4. I know AI made 3. It's supposed to be 4. So apparently, you know, I didn't finish cutting them, is what I'm telling you. I don't know. We don't know why they do what they do. But anyway, so I wrote the book Sunday. We made the books Monday. Then we started cutting all the cardstock and stuff. Now, tomorrow, my mom and Pam are coming over. And then maybe the other Pam, I don't know. And we're going to cut out all of the die cuts and assemble the kits. So it's exciting. It's all happening, guys. It's all happening. I'm very excited. So there we go. And every week, we'll just do a different one until they're done. So they'll all be done in August, which is a relief to me because I am a last minute lady and is way too big of a job to leave for that. So, but I feel accomplished, I feel organized, and I'm getting it done. And then in the last couple weeks of September, Mom and I are going to run around, buy stuff that we need, and work on the decor. So, very excited. Okay, and one more. I am an event planner at heart. It's one of my favorite things to do, and it's just been a dream to do this and on this scale. Like I've done little retreats and things, but nothing to this magnitude. So it's just it's amazing, and I've learned so much along the way, and it's been really fun. Okay. Yeah, it's working out. We're getting there. So now I'm going to take one size bigger die, and I'm going to cut two of these at a time. Just stack them, put your die on there, and it's almost just as big, but we're going to get that nice, just that nice little bit, and then that's a good size piece of the DSP to use for cards. So it's almost like you're using the discard to decorate. Love that. Oh, and I just don't ask. I'll get there eventually, guys. We have big plans here at the house. We're getting new windows. So we had meetings, we had people in from Anderson Windows to measure and all that. And we're gonna be doing some landscaping, and like we've lived here 12 years, we've never done our backyard, but we have other priorities. So what are you gonna do? Sometimes it's just like that. Adulting is hard, but life is good. It is the best when it's busy, right? And these are the kind of problems one should have. Okay, this out of the way. Let me grab my discard. So that's the example. This is the one I want. Okay, it is much easier to attach your papers before you put the whole thing together. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead first and I'm going to put these on, and I'm just going to take a little bit of liquid glue. We're going to glue them on. So, my gosh, I have the weirdest sensation that someone is touching the top of my head, and it's been happening all day. I don't know what that is. It's kind of freaking me out. Like, am I having a stroke? What is that? Has anyone ever had that? And no, I don't think it's a ghost. I don't know what it is. I've never had that before. It's like a twitch, when you get a twitch in your eye or something. Well, it's in the top of my head. And if it's something bad, don't tell me. I don't want to know. I don't know. Oh my goodness. What did I do? Can I do it? No. How am I going to fix this, guys? I'm going to fold it. There we go. We're going to pretend that's perfect. Here we go. Yours will be perfect. I'm rushing, and so mine's weird. Okay. Make sure your middle parts are set and don't slide the wet glue. There we go. All right. So who has started working on Christmas cards yet? Are you a Halloween girly like me? Have you started working on that? What's going on? What is the jam? Are you a Summerween person? I'm digging that. I haven't had time to fully like invest in it, but here's one thing. I was fretting because the guy who came for the windows today was like, "Well, we think we're going to be able to do yours early." And so probably in October, the end of September, early October. Well, y'all know I want to start decorating for Halloween. And I have a lot of stuff, and I have to move it for like 4 feet away from the window area. I'm not happy about this. Okay. I mean, I want the new windows, especially the new door. Those who come to my house know my front door is possessed. You can't open it. It's awful. And we are getting a beautiful brand new door. So I'm excited for that. But the rest of it, even though I know we need it and it's going to be nice, who wants to deal with all that noise and mess and having to move stuff and ugh, I don't know. All right. Okay, we got it. Are they wonky? Yes. Could I fix it? Yes, but I don't want to take that kind of time. So they're perfect. So we've got this, and now we're going to take our scene setter paper and we're just going to cut it up. Now, my rule of thumb when cutting paper like this is I never stop in between. Like if I go, oh, where am I going to start to cut this paper? I'm not going to pick to cut here because then I'm going to be stopping in the middle here and I could cut into it accidentally. We all know I'm accident prone. So I choose the spot where I can go straight through and cut. Okay, that's how I do it. Now, some of you have no problem and would not cut into your paper, but I am not like that. Okay, so this piece cut straight through, no problem. Set that aside for later. Now I look at it, I can cut right here straight through. So that's what I'm going to do. Done. Now, I want to use this kitchen scene, and I'm not going to cut, I'm going to cut straight through. See? Put these aside for later. Now I'm going to cut straight through and cut away those tags. Now I have my kitchen scene, which I want for 2 of my panels. Obviously too big. So I'm going to cut it in half. And this is just my process. I did give you actual measurements where they would all be the same if you want to cut them. Okay, so that fits almost perfectly in there. but I'm just going to trim just a little bit off the bottom. Okay, I might have been able to do just a little bit more than that. We'll see. Let's not get silly here, Jessie. No, it worked. It worked. Okay, so this piece, I'm going to trim about 1/4 of an inch off the fridge. And then that'll fit in there. Okay, so those pieces are done. That's how I did that. Now the study, I guess we're calling that the library. These are some bougie mice. We're gonna do the same thing, but this panel is a different size. So let me show you what I did for that. This is the front of the card because it's like the mouse, you know, you're seeing the mouse on the outside of the house and then you open up the house. So this piece is small. So I just cut it in half. So 4-inch, yeah. So we're going to do it at 2 inches. I'm just going to cut a good little bit off, maybe an inch. Yeah, an inch. And don't ask me how I eyeball them. I mean, I have done one, so maybe that's how. But I just kind of cut first and figure it out later. That's how I do it. Okay, so I'm going to center or put them towards the outside because I'm tucking this panel behind the middle section. So this is going to be covered anyway. You're not really going to notice that it's not a full panel. Okay, so that's how I did that. And now the last 2 panels, we have another long one. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut it in half. Let's see. 5 1/4, so about here. I'm gonna cut the bow in half is what I'm doing. Okay. And then we're gonna cut an inch off. Okay. So now we have all our little pieces and we're gonna adhere them on. Woo. Part of the house fell. Okie dokie. I might trim that a bit. Now, when I checked it, it seemed perfect. And then, where did I put those scissors? Oh, they're right in front of me. If you're coming to retreat and you're wondering, yes, I am really like this in real life. A little bit chaotic, a little bit scatterbrained. I can't help it. It's just what's going on. I'm not mad at that. I'm going to leave it. Come on. Now I'm not mad at it. I'm gonna leave it like that. And then we have the side panels. So see, really, this card is just paper play. But if you didn't have scene setters that you wanted to use, what is something that you would do with this card? I think it would look really pretty with like flowers and butterflies on the different panel, or like that ocean paper, and then have like a lighthouse in the distance and a sailboat. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of potential for this card, is what I'm telling you. Okay. Okay. So now that we've got this all covered, I fussy cut out some mice out of the paper. Yeah, that's good. And put them in my, oh, I have to show you guys. Look at my pick, my Summerween pick. Oh my gosh, I have to name her. I think I'm going to name her, well, it's a boy. We're going to name him Jack because of Jack Skellington, but also because of my orange cat, Jack. Jack O'Lantern. It all goes, you know. Okay. So I just kind of looked at the house and was like, okay, what would they be doing in each room? You really don't want to pop these up too much because you don't want them to catch when they're, you know, expanding. So the mice are putting that up. This little guy is going to hide presents over here. I love this so much. So it's a fireplace and the mice are hanging on the mantle. And what I did was I cut it in half and then covered up the mantle like so. So it still has movement. You could probably bend it, but I was a little nervous. Oh wait, should I do that down more? Okay, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna cut a present to stick under him so he's not just floating because I didn't notice that last time I made, you know. Make it make sense, guys. It's like when you stamp a character, you got to ground it. Don't just leave them hanging there. Put a little, you know, a little gray line under. Okay, so there we have that. And now we have a little mouse cooking in the kitchen, a little ratatouille. Okay. Or no, she's going in the kitchen to get some goodies. There we go. Okay, we got it. So now that was probably the hardest part of the whole card. We're going to bring back in and we're going to play with our frame real quick. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to thread this through so that, hold on, that middle bar that isn't really covered with paper is hiding, okay? We're going to hear that there, and then put this piece here. Did I do that right? Oh, I know I did. I just got to figure it out. Okay, this part is right. It goes down, that's what I want. This piece has to go over. Why is it weird? It's not weird. I am. Okay. So it's more stable once you have the cover on it. But that's how I'm doing it. Okay. So the middle will be threaded under. Then these pieces will go over top and then it will tuck back underneath the frame like that. And then we're going to adhere the cover and the back part on. But just because, so that you can see it, it is possible to reverse that. Okay. You would have to fold it differently. I will get this. So that part pops up. See what I mean? It does work, but you have to fold it differently. And then when you adhere them, adhere it on the top. It's not working because I folded it really well. I creased it really well, but it is possible. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to fold our frame accordion first. And then you're going to, oh wait, it should have been in there. Sorry. Let me redo this. So through the second one, I'm going in, up through it, back down, and we're going to glue this in place here. So I'm going to put, am I in frame? Yes. I'm going to put a little bit of wet glue there. I'm going to center it. Try to get it straight. Okay. Make sure it's tucked in. You can flip it and check it's straight. Okay. Now it comes up. It's going to go through the second one. So here's your peak. And it's going to slide into place so that middle corner bar is lined up. And then you're going to pull through and then you're going to thread it back under. Get my glue. Okay. It will work. I just have to get it there. Okay. I don't know why this paper today, it feels like damp, like it's moist in here. I don't. All right. Now we're going to fold it. And this is the part I had a problem with. I'm going to look at mine. Okay. Valley Mountain. What is happening? I'm doing something wrong, guys. Fold it. It's because I'm online. Everybody could not look for like 5 seconds. We got it. I swear, I have done this 20 times. And it all worked. What am I not doing? Okay, accordion. We got that part right. This part. Oh, it's coming together. It was my brain. There we go. I was like, why isn't this working? I know I did it right. It's a little bit from the wet glue and like, I would probably use a heavy cardstock. This is just our regular cardstock. And for whatever reason, it's more like floppy. I don't know. Maybe it's all the wet glue. It's got to dry. Let me try it now. I'm afraid, but see, it's going to open up fine. It's going to close fine. And on my example one, I'm just going to take my clips and let my glue dry down for a minute, which I think is going to help a lot. Let me show you on this one, just because I'm sure you were watching me struggle going like, what, how did she do that? Okay, so you have your frame. You weave your paper through. So it's like this. And then when you close it, you see the accordion, the green, and then the red will close right along with it. And what you want to do is you want to get to this point. Then you're going to put glue around the frame and you're going to glue the front and back covers on. Okay. Now, if you want, you can decorate them first. That's up to you. I'm just going to glue it down so it can sit while we work on stamping and stuff like that. So we've got our piece. If you have a really good either tear and tape or dry adhesive you like, you can totally use that. And then it won't be so moist to warp your paper. Okay. And we flip it over just around the frame. And I think I used that wording in the sketch. Put glue around the frame like that. Line up your front and back cover. And there we go. And I probably shouldn't do this, but I can't wait like a kid. Ta-da! It worked. Okay. So I'm going to just put these on here and let that glue kind of just set. Then we're going to work on our front cover. So we need another panel of our paper. Oops. Oh, you didn't see that. I bumped it, but I was thinking in my head like your camera was shaking and it wasn't. Okay, 5 1/4. And then we have the house piece that we already cut. Oh, it's right in front of me, Jess. And I just want to cut a piece of basically a mat for this. This is extra. You don't have to, but I think the devil is in the details, so we're going to do it. And basically it's just 1/4 inch on each side. So 3 inches. What's the length? I don't know. 5, 4 1/2. Three and a quarter. A little too much. There we go. Okay. So we've got this and that, and I want to stamp and cut out a mouse. So I've got a piece of crumb cake here. And our stamp set. You guys still with me? I know. This is a long one. It's already 7. I apologize. I try to keep them short and sweet, but sometimes I just talk too much. Okay, here we go. Okay. We got our mouse, and I just want to cut a tag out, but actually, I think I'm going to use one of these. Would that match or look weird? Might look weird. I'll just do white. Don't need a whole piece. I'm just going to do sending little moments of joy and cheer. That way, when I cut it out, I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And I'm not going to do the extra stuff just because we're running long. But you get the idea. Stamp, cut, color, do all the things. Look at how cute some of these are. They even have an open box. That one is super cute. Got the mouse. We're going to line that up. Does anyone else struggle lining it up? I get it where I think it's perfect and then I doubt myself and I'm like, no, I think it's supposed to be like. Okay. That time I shook you. All right. So here we have our mouse and see it cuts the little hands out. I love that. All right. And then I've got this and we're just going to cut a label out. I'm going to put it to the side. Of course, I have to put the blade sides down or else we're not going to be doing nothing. We'll be doing impressions. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So now I think we got all our pieces. Now let's put it together. I grab my glue. You could totally pop these up. Okay. Perfect. We'll add a little bit of pop-up. Okay. So center this. Glue this on. Down here. And we're going to put our little buddy. Like that. Okay. All right. That's set up nicely. Make sure you have it oriented the proper way before you stamp. Now, with this card, you could actually leave one of the panels inside it for your sentiment, or you could put a whole panel on the back and write. So that's up to you. It depends on how much you have to say. Did I put one? I meant to. So I'm probably going to put panels on the back, but you can put little words on there and stuff like that. The last thing I'm going to do tonight with this one, look at how cute that is. And see, it lays down relatively flat because I varnished it really well. Now this one is a little wonky because I was hurrying and not taking my time, and we're not going to talk about it, but it would have laid flat. I'm telling you. We're just going to pretend. Let me grab my little goodies here. And Jack. We're going to have him holding a little candy cane. Come on. There we go. Cute. And then put some adorable stars. How stinking cute is this? And I mean, we are just tipping the iceberg with what you could do. This was pretty simple, but I love it. I absolutely love it. So there you go. 2 versions. We did it. Let's see. I'll pop up to face view. Let's see. You like it, guys? Thank you. I know. I think it's the cutest. I absolutely am in love with this set. You're so welcome, Lisa. Thank you for joining. Yeah, you have a few ideas. I'm telling you, like this card is phenomenal. The design, I mean, like you could do so much with it, and this is just one thing I thought of because it was like a book, you know, it's telling a story. The mouse is outside the house, you go in the house, you go through the kitchen into the, you know what I mean? Like the whole thing is there. But I know there's stuff we could do with this. So that leaves me to my last point. If you make one of these cards, I want to see it. It's definitely not going to look like mine. So please, please, please share a picture because we all love to see your work. All right, I'm going to get off of here and I'm going to clean up, reset, and come back on for the crafter after party. If you are a subscriber or would like to be, you can hit the subscribe button and sign up and join us. Or if you are, head on over there. I'll be on the main page in about 5 minutes. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for spending some time with me. And I'll see you in the comments. Mwah.